Max, a lonely boy who is often bullied, happens to find a secret spray paint can containing nanorobot technology. When he paints a graffiti dog, he accidentally creates Foxter, a living, loyal, and powerful robot dog. Foxter's appearance turns Max into the target of Miron, along with his close henchman Akin and the dangerous agent Gecko, who are determined to reclaim the nanorobot technology at any cost. On the journey of escape and confrontation, Max gradually rediscovers his courage, while Foxter proves that he is not a weapon but a true friend. To know how the story unfolds, let's watch the whole movie together today. Max is a boy who really loves dogs. One morning, before even getting out of bed, he asked his mother when they would adopt a dog. She replied that it would never happen, since he couldn't even clean his own room. Adding a dog would only turn it into a complete mess. Max is also very passionate about graffiti. On his way to school, he always takes a moment to admire the older kids painting graffiti on the streets. At school, however, he is constantly bullied by his classmate Dan, who mocks him for his awkward looks. At GR Corporation, two scientists, Alex and Sky, are presenting their latest invention, a nanobot prototype with extremely advanced artificial intelligence. It can change shape on demand, block all kinds of cyberviruses, create an organic firewall that is impossible to hack, and secure the government's most confidential databases. Nothing could be more reliable than their nanobots. Thanks to this, their lab received more funding to develop the project. Unexpectedly, this invention was sold by an employee to Miron, the leader of a powerful crime organization. Miron explains that the prototype could help them steal thousands of bank accounts and control the entire stock market through its hacking abilities. Realizing the enormous power he could gain, Miron orders his men to call Gecko immediately. After studying the building plans, Gecko says that breaking in would be easy, but the real problem lies in the vault. It is built to be extremely strong and equipped with cutting-edge anti-theft security. Miron doesn't care how Gecko does it. He has paid him handsomely, and Gecko must succeed. During a school play rehearsal, Max is sketching his classmate Sonia. Just then, Dan and his gang crawl up from a trapdoor under the stage and call Max over. When he approaches, they drag him down. Seeing Max sketching his crush, Dan angrily rips up the drawing and says he'll teach him a lesson. They shove a firecracker into Max's hand and quickly run away. The firecracker explodes, filling the place with smoke. When Max crawls out from under the stage, the teacher assumes he caused the explosion and sends him to the principal's office. Later, Sonia happens to pick up the crumpled drawing of herself that Dan had destroyed. That night, Gecko arrives at GR Corp to carry out his plan. He uses special tools to cut through the glass and slips inside. Crawling silently along the ceiling, he avoids the robotic guards. Using smoke to reveal the laser beams, he sets up a small mirror to disable the surveillance cameras. With the way clear, Gecko carefully approaches the nanobot chamber. As he connects a decryption device to the computer, a guard suddenly appears in the distance. Gecko quickly hides in the shadows. Just when he thinks he has avoided detection, the decryption device beeps as it successfully unlocks the chamber. The sound alerts the guard, who raises the alarm. Without hesitation, Gecko rushes from behind, knocks the guard unconscious, and grabs the nanobot container. Another guard appears, but Gecko swiftly takes him down as well, then dashes out with the security team in pursuit. At the same time, Max goes to his usual nighttime spot to paint graffiti on the walls, listening to his favorite music through headphones. Out on the streets, Gecko runs onto a bridge to escape but ends up surrounded by two guards. When he is about to be handcuffed, Gecko seizes the opportunity to fight back, kicking away the armed guard. He knocks one guard unconscious and disarms the other. Another guard rushes in to help restrain him. In the struggle, the nanobot canister in Gecko's pocket falls off the bridge. At that moment, Max has just used up his spray paint and wanders around looking for another can. He stumbles upon a strange-looking can, sprays it on the wall, and is astonished to see it create complex artwork effortlessly. Within minutes, the nanobot supply runs out, so Max tosses the can away. Meanwhile, Gecko has managed to defeat all the guards and escapes. When he climbs down to pick up the nanobot canister, he notices Max's graffiti and signature, even complimenting it as pretty cool, before walking away. Moments after Max leaves, the dog he drew on the wall suddenly comes to life and jumps out of the graffiti. The nanobots transform the drawing into a real technological dog. It quickly follows Max home, accidentally knocking over trash cans. Max, thinking a ghost is messing with him, panics and runs home, unaware that the dog has cloaked itself and is still following him. At this time, Gecko delivers the canister to Miron. Excited, Miron sprays it expecting nanobots, but nothing comes out except a silly fart noise. Soon after, the police arrive at the laboratory to investigate. Sky tells Alex that the guards tried to chase the thief but were knocked out, and the police will review the cameras to recover the nanobots. Alex insists that she is the creator and knows the nanobots better than anyone, so she will find them herself. The next morning, Gecko returns to the place where he encountered the boy the night before. He is surprised to see that the dog painting has vanished from the wall, intrigued by what this nanobot product could really do. Meanwhile, Max still feels uneasy, sensing that someone is following him. It is, of course, the nano dog. When he arrives at school, Max is bullied again. Dan and his gang dump all of his belongings on the ground before leaving. Max quietly bends down to collect his things. Suddenly, his pencil case floats up on its own and flies straight into Dan's head. Panicking, Max takes off his glasses, expecting to be beaten up easily. Unexpectedly, his backpack helps him dodge Dan's punch, keeps him balanced when shoved, and even enables him to perform skillful evasive maneuvers. Moments later, the backpack detaches itself and allows Max to fight back against the bullies with martial arts-like moves, as if he were a trained fighter. The entire gang gangs up on him, but one by one they are taken down, lying scattered on the ground. After the fight, Max picks up his backpack and walks away coolly, with Sonia watching everything in awe. Meanwhile, Alex reviews the security footage and concludes they should hire the thief as a security consultant because of his outstanding infiltration skills. She then prepares an electromagnetic pulse gun, capable of temporarily disabling the nanobots so she can recover them. On the other side, the dog continues following Max into a convenience store. Max wants to buy a box of colored pencils, but he doesn't have enough money. Tempted, he considers stealing it. Sensing Max's suspicious behavior, the shop owner realizes his intent. Before the man can stop him, a package of candy is ripped open by the dog, causing the owner to fall down, giving Max the chance to escape. At that moment, Alex, nearby, detects the nanobot activity signal and rejoices at the chance to recover her creation. She enters the convenience store and asks the owner to show her the security footage. When he refuses upon learning she isn't police, Alex uses her tech bracelet to hack and steal the recordings. Meanwhile, Max returns to the wall where he painted the dog and finds the drawing gone. Suddenly, a voice speaks from behind. The robot dog appears and starts talking like a real person. Terrified, Max falls to the ground. The dog tries to calm him, but Max panics and runs away. Back home, he lies on his bed, convincing himself it was just a dream. But the dog reappears, scaring Max again. It reveals that it is made up of countless nanobots, able to do anything its creator desires, and that it was programmed to serve the one who made it. Max wonders why the robot dog considers him its creator. The dog replies that it was formed after Max used the spray can to paint graffiti. Max realizes it was the dog who helped him fight back against Dan's gang, which will only make Dan angrier at him. Just then, someone appears outside the door. Max quickly tells the nanobot to hide, and it instantly turns invisible. It turns out to be Max's father, but he is very busy and soon leaves again. Back in his room, Max no longer sees the nanobot and thinks he really must have been hallucinating. Trying to stay calm, he sits down at his computer and discovers that the city is organizing an art contest. The winner will earn a scholarship to a prestigious art program. Believing he has no chance, Max feels disappointed and decides not to enter. Meanwhile, Alex is sitting in her car reviewing security footage when another alert of nanobot activity appears. While Max is asleep, the robot dog analyzes all of his drawings and automatically registers them in the contest under his name. The next morning, Gecko returns to the graffiti site and asks around about the boy, but no one knows Max, leaving him discouraged. When Max wakes up, he sees the nanobot dog appear again. It explains that yesterday, when Max told it to hide, it disappeared completely. After scanning Max, the dog knows he wants to have fun with a real dog. Max worries that its unusual appearance will attract too much attention. Unexpectedly, the nanobot transforms into the form of a real-looking dog, Foxter. At last, the two of them go outside to play in the park, but Max warns Foxter not to talk to avoid exposure. Foxter then creates a wireless earpiece for Max, allowing them to communicate secretly. Foxter finds it strange that dogs communicate by sniffing each other's behinds. At that moment, Alex also arrives at the park to track the nanobot. Max encourages Foxter to socialize and make friends. But whenever Foxter approaches other dogs, they scatter in fear. Max realizes Foxter lacks the scent of other dogs. Foxter immediately generates a natural smell, and soon the park's dogs come over to befriend him. Max and Foxter then joyfully play together like best friends, with Foxter thrilled to finally live like a real dog. Alex, amazed that her nano creation is so vividly alive, keeps taking pictures of the scene. After playing, Foxter even imitates normal dogs by relieving himself, and then insists Max clean up the two little nano poops just like everyone else. Since Max has no bag, Foxter says he can just use his hand. After all, it's not real poop. Reluctantly, Max tries, but each time he reaches for it, the poops run away, forcing him to chase them. Just then, Sonia appears and asks Max what game he's playing. Embarrassed, Max quickly hides the nano poop in his pocket. Seeing Foxter, Sonia pets him affectionately. Soon two friends arrive to call her to an art event, and she leaves with them. Detecting Max's changing vital signs, Foxter asks if he likes Sonia and encourages him to talk to her. Max explains that it's impossible. Sonia is already Dan's girlfriend. While they are talking, Alex drives closer and eavesdrops on the conversation through her tracking device. Just as she prepares to fire the EMP gun to disable the nanobot, she hears Foxter say he has an idea. Alex decides not to capture it immediately, instead recording the discovery and continuing to observe the nanobot's evolution. Meanwhile, Gecko is still struggling to track down Max, under increasing pressure from Miron, who demands he recover the nanobot that very night. By now, Foxter and Max have gone to the art program event. At the festival, Max spots Sonia in the crowd, while Dan is competing in a street dance battle. Despite his mischievous and arrogant nature, Dan proves to be talented. When he wins and receives Sonia's praise, Max feels sad and wants to leave. However, after analyzing the situation, Foxter comes up with a plan to impress the girl and boost Max's reputation. He takes Max to a warehouse and uses his technology to analyze Max's style. Max is then given a complete makeover, new clothes designed to draw attention, a haircut matching the outfit, and even a body enhancement by the nanobots. His eyesight is corrected as well, so he no longer needs glasses. With this new look, Max confidently steps out. He quickly gains momentum, showing off his parkour skills by running along walls. Then he grabs a spray can and begins creating a massive mural. The extraordinary technique and the artwork itself capture everyone's attention. When the performance ends, Max finishes the piece spectacularly, and Sonia realizes the painting is a gift dedicated to her. At that moment, Gecko arrives at the art event. Curious about the signature, he asks around, and Dan recognizes it. Jealous that Max has stolen the spotlight, Dan wants revenge. He writes Max's address into Gecko's phone and tells him to deliver the message as a gift from Dan. Meanwhile, Sonia shows Max the drawing she picked up during the school play and asks if it was his work. Although embarrassed, Max nods. Sonia gives him a warm hug, but when she notices her two friends watching, she quickly leaves. Back home, Max tells Foxter to turn invisible since his mother doesn't allow pets. Unbeknownst to him, both Alex and Gecko are watching. Gecko even realizes Foxter has the ability to cloak himself. Entering his room, Max overhears his parents arguing and learns the family is planning to move to another city. Upset, he tells them to go if they want, but he won't live in the house anymore. His father tries to calm him down, but Max storms out. Alex observes this and also realizes someone else is tracking Maximum. Gecko follows him and even picks up 2 pieces of nano poop Max had dropped earlier. In the chaos of chasing her son, Palo is hit by a car. Horrified, Max watches as his mother screams for help in the middle of the street. Alex notices that Foxter merely stood by instead of preventing the accident, even though Foxter could have intervened. Meanwhile, Gecko returns to Miron and hands over the nanobot fragments he collected. Miron is thrilled, believing they can now analyze and mass-produce the nanobots. At the hospital, Max and his mother wait anxiously in the corridor until they are told Palo will need to stay for a few days before being discharged. Alex reports the incident to Sky and asks him to keep it hidden from the project's higher authorities. The next morning, Max wakes to find Foxter still waiting outside the hospital. Max angrily questions why Foxter didn't save his father. He could have rushed in and pushed him out of the car's path. Foxter responds that he only follows his master's orders, and since Max wanted to run away from his family, it concluded that intervention wasn't necessary. Furious, Max says he doesn't want to be with Foxter anymore, removes the earpiece, and storms off. What kind of nonsense is this? Blaming someone else for your own choices. At the same time, the insider tells Miron that reversing the nanobot design for analysis is impossible. It would take years to break it down. Still, Miron orders Gecko to kidnap Max, despite Gecko reminding him that Max is just a boy. Miron doesn't care and secretly instructs his henchman Akin to follow Gecko. Meanwhile, Palo regains consciousness after the accident. Max apologizes, blaming himself for what happened. Palo reassures him, saying he doesn't blame his son and promises they won't move anymore. Admitting it was wrong to make such decisions without including Maximum outside, Foxter recalls the happy moments he shared with Maximum. When Max returns, Foxter is overjoyed. Max explains why he ran away from his parents and tells Foxter that he shouldn't blindly follow orders. Instead, Foxter must make his own decisions when necessary. Human life is precious, and Foxter should always try to save it. Alex watches from a distance and feels happy to see Max and Foxter thinking in such mature ways. Just then, the two notice Sonia nearby. She came because she heard about Max's father's accident. When asked about Dan, Sonia admits she was never really his girlfriend. It was all just Dan's lie. At that moment, a man parks his car right in front of the hospital. Max warns him that parking there is forbidden, but the driver ignores him and goes inside. Wanting to impress Sonia, Foxter comes up with an idea. He sneaks into the car and tells Max to invite Sonia for a ride. Although reluctant, Max follows Foxter's plan and drives the sports car away. Neither of them realizes that Gecko and Akin are tailing them. Alex, noticing the suspicious men in black, also follows. On the road, the car splashes water onto a group of guys standing on the sidewalk. It turns out to be Dan and his gang. Meanwhile, Gecko and Akin start fighting each other in the middle of the chase, leaving Alex puzzled. Running a license plate check, Alex discovers that Akin is a criminal wanted by Interpol. She tries to use her EMP gun to disable him before things escalate, but she misses, accidentally shocking some bystanders. As a result, Gecko is thrown to the ground while Max and Sonia crash off the roadside. Furious, Max yells at Foxter. Sonia, thinking he's shouting at her, gets out of the car and walks away. Max explains that he was talking to the robot behind the car. Then Akin appears disguised as a police officer, accusing Max of stealing the car and taking both kids into custody. Alex rushes to Foxter, who has been weakened by her earlier EMP shot. Realizing Alex is his creator, Foxter tells her she needs to save the children and that she can track Max's location through the nanobot signal in his earpiece. Hearing this, Gecko decides to act on his own. Meanwhile, Miron interrogates Max, demanding to know where Foxter is. To buy time, Max lies that Foxter is at the hospital. After obtaining this information, Akin locks both kids up and confiscates Max's earpiece. Outside Miron's company building, Alex and Foxter prepare their own plan. Foxter will go invisible, sneak inside, and record evidence to hand over to the police. Neither of them realizes that Akin knows about their plan through the stolen earpiece. When Gecko enters the building, Foxter secretly follows him. At the same time, Akin tracks down Alex, restrains her, and steals the EMP gun from her car. When Gecko arrives, he finds Max and Sonia imprisoned. Before he can act, Foxter is spotted by two guards, who chase him. Foxter cloaks himself while fighting them off, slipping past them when cornered. He then uses objects in the training room to attack the guards, who struggle but fail to catch him. Seeing his men useless, Akin steps in personally but is also thrown down by Foxter. The dog then runs into Max's cage, luring the guards inside. As soon as the three kids escape, Alex slams the door shut, trapping the guards. But as they run for the exit, Miron suddenly captures Foxter in a glass cage. Unfortunately for Miron, Foxter cannot obey his commands. It only recognizes one true master. Miron then forces Alex to reprogram Foxter so that it will obey him alone. Alex refuses, saying she created the nanobots for good. Miron threatens to throw Sonia off the building if she doesn't comply. With no choice, Alex reluctantly agrees. The group is then brought to the laboratory. Alex quietly tells Gecko they cannot let Miron gain control of Foxter. Gecko replies that he already has a plan. In the lab, Alex asks Miron what he intends to do with the nanobots. He declares that he will turn them into an unstoppable virus, capable of bypassing all security systems and stealing digital money. He will control every computer and become master of the world. Unbeknownst to him, everything Miron says is secretly recorded by Gecko, who transmits it to the police. Afterwards, Alex demands that Miron release the glass cage so she can access Foxter's system. He agrees but warns her not to try anything. As soon as the glass cage is opened, Gecko immediately uses a fire extinguisher to destroy the main control panel, causing a huge explosion. Foxter escapes and uses his super speed to take control of the situation, protecting everyone else from being harmed by the blast. Miron and Akin are quickly restrained. Foxter recalls Max's words, to make his own decisions. Foxter doesn't want to be a weapon. That's not what he was created for. He makes his choice and asks Max for help. He wants Max to order him to self-destruct. Though Max doesn't want to, Foxter insists, comforting Max and saying they will always be together. Heartbroken, Max gives the final command. Foxter dissolves into thousands of nanobots. The restraints holding Miron and Akin fall apart as well. Freed, Miron punches Gecko unconscious. He orders Akin to call for a helicopter and drags Sonia to the rooftop to escape. In fury, Max charges at Miron but is thrown aside easily. Miron lifts Max and hurls him away. Before leaving, he cruelly throws Sonia off the building, but she is luckily caught by a hook, left dangling from the wall. At that moment, all the nanobots surge into Max's body. Foxter's voice whispers in his ear, encouraging him to fight like a man. Empowered, Max attacks, delivering a powerful kick that sends Miron sprawling. He follows with two heavy punches to Miron's face and stomach. Hearing Sonia scream for help distracts Max, allowing Miron to land a strong punch. Even so, Max refuses to give up. Seizing the moment, he throws sand into Miron's face, grabs his collar, and slams him to the ground. In rage, Miron picks up a rock and hurls it at Max, but Max catches it just in time. The two rush at each other for a final clash. Max channels all his strength into a devastating kick, flipping Miron through the air before smashing him to the ground. At last, Max delivers one final punch to Miron's face, knocking him unconscious. With the threat ended, Max rushes to save Sonya, catching her just as she falls. Sonya tells him he has become her hero. After the battle, Miron and Akin are arrested. Alex recovers all the nanobots into a black container. Max and Sonya are reunited with their worried parents. Later, Alex approaches Gecko, inviting him to join the laboratory as a security consultant. He accepts. Back home, Max receives a letter announcing that he has won the art contest, to his great joy. His parents, Paolo, and his wife, present him with a special gift, a real puppy, the dog he has always dreamed of. Max names the puppy Foxter. That's where the movie ends. What do you think about it? Leave your positive comments below. Thank you for watching. See you next time.